Ooh, Chavo. Dun 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 dun. No one cares. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Okay, let's go over this. Chavo Guerrero, of course, related to the late great Eddie Guerrero, and of course, we can criticize. Of course, we can understand most of the controversy and the latent past of Eddie Guerrero, how he's influenced a lot of wrestlers currently over this time, especially some in the WWE and around the business, and especially many people still trying to find that charisma that Eddie Guerrero had for majority of his tenure in pro wrestling. So it's sad as well when you just push it over to nepotism and you're trying to get your family to succeed. Now, I have nothing against that, but when you're pushing it over to some guy reaping the benefits more than Chavo Guerrero, look, Eddie Guerrero as well got the use of death of Eddie Guerrero to get himself a main event push. As well, I understand this was also to carry on the will of his friend. And the only thing positive about that was Rey Mysterio was already over. So that's already beyond its point. Than his relation to Eddie, that he's already over him. The fans were already behind him. Even though it did reap Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio being more of a main event player the year after his death. Like you see him win more world titles. He was in more high profile storylines and feuds, and it couldn't correlate as well with Chavo. That was still a perennial mid-carder even when he won the ECW title. This guy has the amount of charisma than I have 1K subscribers. Chavo Guerrero looks like a balding uncle even though back then he was like in his early 30s. Chavo Guerrero sucks. I remember seeing him in an 8-man tag. Literally, it was Monday Night Raw of '08. So, the main event was an 8-man involving, I think, SmackDown and Raw stars. So, Kane, I think it was also Undertaker, John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H, Edge. A whole lot of guys that you, like, back in the day when you were a kid, you probably play with them constantly in video games, or you have an action figure. You can't tell me one person except collectors that have Chavo Guerrero has anything, bro. Not even a fat head back in the day. He sucks. Chavo Guerrero had that bare minuscule, and he was like an average worker, worked well with anybody, okay in the ring. He just had no type of character. How else do you think the guy went to other wrestling promotions without bringing up that he was a Guerrero related to Eddie Guerrero? I saw him on TNA, Lucha Underground, now AEW, NWA. You still see him with AAA at times. Just to the bare minimum nepotism, with the lack of ever being a draw in any of the shows you've been in. It's like Lucha Underground. Who's there? Johnny Nitro. John Morrison or Rey Mysterio. It's like, oh my god, I should watch Lucha Underground. AEW. Who's there? Sting, Chris Jericho. Not Chavo Guerrero. Who's even the more popular Guerrero right now? Vicky? Like, guys. If Chavo just... Oh god, Chavo Guerrero sucks, dude. His storyline's always intertwining with Rey Mysterio. He wouldn't be having jobs right now if it wasn't for Eddie, dude. His mic skills come from being completely bland, like literally. And nobody remembers shit that Chavo did except losing to Kane at WrestleMania 24 at record time and being part of Los Guerreros. No one gave a shit about his back and forth feud with Rey Mysterio or his ECW World Title run when he had forgettable matches with CM Punk. And then he got released, like a year after? Then he went over to TNA, where he was like tagging with Hernandez, making the LAX 2.0, and then later on getting fired. There's no extent to make a character out of a guy that looks like he's in his 40s, even though back in the day he's probably still in his 30s. A guy with the bare minuscule mic skills or drawing power to even extend a reason for people to watch the product. And just come around talking shit about John Cena, being like, dude, I can work better than John Cena. Just have me one-on-one in the ring. Like, no one cares, Chavo. No one cares. And to the extent of people just thinking that, oh, because you wrestle better than another worker, does that mean that you're a fucking draw? Does that mean that you do anything to impact the business or make the show better for anybody else other than you're just better in the ring than that one person? You're an asshole. And just knowing that this is the mentality of any other worker that just wasn't a higher draw than John Cena back then, that's just pathetic. And if you're just insulting another guy all because he's topper in the card than you, he has the least expectancy to get fired by the company unless it was by his own merit to leave or not, you ain't shit. In the way that many other mid-carders or top guys, they just weren't in the same position as John Cena or Triple H or Batista for back in the day. Like, come on. That's just some child shit. Chavo Guerrero played some child shit, and there it is. I don't know how this guy keeps getting jobs. I don't know how this guy still keeps getting contracted when he pushes nobody to get better, unless you just want to do shitty, basic, technical lucha libre. And he just has, like, nothing to impact over in the business, man. And I've seen a lot of guys, humble over, get the other guy over. Chavo Guerrero is one of those guys that have the mentality of the current day wrestler, even though he's like a veteran in this business now. So that's my opinion on the matter. Screw Chavo Guerrero. I don't even know how he got as much of time here in the business, other than people are just going to say that he was a great worker and he's related over to the late great Eddie Guerrero and all this bullshit that doesn't make him special at all. Thank you for watching. That's it for me. Hope you guys liked the video of me just shitting on another wrestler. And thanks for watching.